These are the tricky and decodable word for first grade skills unit 1. Tricky word A. A. I know that letter and I know that sound that it should make, but in this word, it doesn't make the sound I think it should. That's what makes it tricky. A. Tricky word I. I. Again, I know that letter. I know the sound it should make, but it doesn't make that same sound in this word. That's what makes it tricky. I. This is the tricky word no. No. Tricky word of. Of. This is the tricky word so. So. I know both of those letters and those sounds. One of those letters is making the sound that I know that it should make. The other letter does not make the sound that I know that it should make. That's why it's tricky. This is the tricky word is. Is. Tricky word to. To. This is the tricky word all. All. Tricky word some. Some. I know all of those letters and all of those sounds. Two of those letters are making the sounds that I know and that I think they should, but two of those letters are not making the sounds that I know and that I think they should make. That's why this word's tricky. Tricky word from. From. This is the tricky word word. Word. Two of those letters are combining to make a sound that I haven't learned yet. Word. This is the tricky word are. Are. Tricky word have. Have. This is the tricky word were. Were. Tricky word one. One. This is the tricky word once. Once. Tricky word do. Do. This is the tricky word two. Two. Two of those letters are making sounds that I don't think that they should. Two. This is the tricky word the. The. Tricky word who. Who. Tricky word said. Said. I know all of those letters and the sounds that they make. Two of those letters are making the sounds that I think they should, but two of those letters are working together to make a sound that I haven't learned quite yet. Said. This is the tricky word says. Says. Same thing. Two of those letters are making the sound that I know that they should. Two of those letters are working together to make a sound that I haven't learned quite yet. Says. Tricky word was. Was. This is the tricky word when. When. Tricky word why. Why. This is the tricky word what. What. Tricky word where. Where. Tricky word which. Which. This is the tricky word here. Here. And the last tricky word in grade 1, skills unit 1 is the word there. There. Remember, in tricky words, I know all the letters and I know all the sounds, but some of the letters are making sounds that either I haven't quite learned yet or that I don't think that those letters should be making. This is the tricky word there.